I'm Shanae, and this is Unboxed, the space where I unpack the real stories shaping how we live, work, and thrive. Today, I'm diving into something that can quietly chip away at your self confidence, your sense of self, and sometimes your health: the toxic workplaces. If you've ever spent your Sunday night filled with dread, if you've ever questioned your worth because of how someone treated you at work, or if you started believing that survival is all you can hope for, I want to tell you right now you deserve better. We'll explore the signs, the impact, and most importantly, how to turn the tables because it isn't just about identifying the problem, it's about reclaiming your power. Toxic workplaces rarely start with fireworks, they start with whispers. A subtle shift, a raised eyebrow, a meeting you weren't invited to, a manager who suddenly stops acknowledging your contributions. People often say, and it's true, people don't quit jobs, they quit bad managers. One person at the top can create a ripple effect across the entire culture. Sometimes they lead through fear, sometimes through control disguised as high standards, and sometimes it's not what they do, it's what they allow others to do. Micromanagement isn't hard work, it's control issues. Micromanagers don't inspire greatness, they suffocate it. And when trust is replaced by scrutiny, even the best people shrink. I remember a team I worked with years ago, brilliant people, but their manager believed the only way to ensure quality was to watch every move. No decision could be made without approval. Over time, people stopped trying. Not because they weren't capable, but because they were exhausted. Toxic cultures often hide behind surface level perks: the free snacks, the casual Fridays, the ping pong tables. But culture isn't free snacks, it's how Monday feels. If Monday feels like a storm cloud that you cannot escape, something deeper is wrong. Leadership often tries to fix this with performance gestures. Another happy hour, another team building day. But here's the truth: toxic behavior kills culture. No team building can fix it. Because culture isn't built in a single event. It's built in the quiet moments: how people speak to each other, how feedback is given, how leadership responds when something goes wrong. That's where the truth of a workplace lives. And here's another hard truth: remote work isn't the problem, lack of trust is. I've seen companies use proximity as a control tool. If they can see you, they believe they can control you. But control isn't leadership, trust is. Toxic workplaces don't just drain people emotionally, they drain organizations financially. A company that refuses to pay fairly or build trust eventually loses its best talent. Underpaying sends talent to companies that pay right. And when they walk out, replacing them isn't cheap. Replacing great employees costs more than paying them well. You cannot patch culture with desperation tactics. A raise after resignation isn't retention, it's desperation. And people, they feel that. They don't want to be valued at the moment they say goodbye. They want to be valued while they're still giving their best. I've seen companies offer counteroffers in a panic. But the truth is, if you only recognize someone's value when they're already decided to leave, the relationship is already broken. One of the biggest traps is thinking toxicity is just about a bad boss, but it's often about a systematic failure. When leaders ignore their own values or values they claim to stand for, it signals to everyone else integrity isn't required here. When leaders ignore values, trust is lost for good. And what happens then? Fear creeps in. People stop speaking up. A fearful team isn't a strong team. There's no trust about safety. Psychologically, safety isn't a buzzword. It's the foundation for innovation, creativity, and loyalty. And it doesn't stop there. Poor onboarding and vague expectations are breeding grounds for confusion and burnout. No onboarding? No success? I can't count how many talented people were set up to fail simply because no one took the time to guide them. Add poor communication, and you've got the perfect storm. Clear feedback equals more engagement. No mind reading needed. People don't know where they stand. They fill in the gaps with doubt. And that doubt eats away at trust. Toxic workplaces don't just cost companies, they cost people. They cost confidence, health, and sometimes the will to keep showing up. Most people end up using their sick days, their personal time, or even their vacation days just to go to the doctor or recover emotionally from stress. It's a system that expects you to break, but punishes you for cracking. But here's something that I would like to say to you clearly. If you are in a toxic workplace, it's not your fault. You didn't cause it. You cannot fix it alone. And staying silent does not make you weak. It shows how deeply these cultures make people question their worth. Turning the tables isn't about revenge. It's about reclaiming your power. The first step is naming the truth. If you can identify the signs, you're already taken back some control. Document what's happening. Know your rights. Protect your energy. If you have the privilege to leave, create a clear exit plan. Build a bridge to something better. Not leap into chaos, which is something that many people do. If you're a leader listening to this, fix your culture before the culture fixes you. Don't wait until your best people are gone and ask why. A great culture is proactive, not reactive. It's about seeing people as more than resources. It's about trust. It's about listening. Because in the end, happy employees equals happy customers. Robots don't smile. If your team feels valued, your business thrives. And for those of you who feel stuck, you are not your job title. You are not their opinion of you. You are not disposable. Walking away from a toxic environment isn't failure, it's power. Toxic workplaces can leave invisible scars, but they can also be turning points. You learn what you will never accept again. You discover your boundaries. You find your voice. If you're surviving from a toxic workplace right now, know that you don't have to just survive, you can thrive. I'm Mona Shanae. Keep on unboxing and reclaiming your power. And remember, your worth isn't just up for debate. It's non-negotiable.